You're welcome to the news at 3. On the highlights this afternoon, Rstv government urges senior civil servants to embrace training workshop with open mind. Federal government sets 9-month deadline to implement senior secondary education standards, and Federal Road Safety Corps vows crackdown on fake driving schools. Good afternoon, I am Ubilejit here. Do you love and care about Rstv and a peace? Let's build and take it to greater heights, but this is a task we must accomplish. Now the details of our report. Drivers Welfare Club of Nigeria, in collaboration with government agencies, flagged up on drivers' databases and safety manifest. They have also opened the zonal state office as well as unveiled hire purchase packages to drivers in Port Harcourt. Rstv News crew was there, now reports.
The workshop, which is the first phase of such training sections by the administrator, was put together by the state government in partnership with the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies for permanent secretaries, local government administrators and directors from various ministries. Abbas will urge them to embrace it with open mind and clear commitment to translate learning into actions, said the knowledge acquired should strengthen their capacity to lead through complexity, champion reforms, and deliver meaningful results to communities.
Today, we gather not merely for another workshop, but for a moment of rededication, to reflect, to learn, and to reaffirm our shared responsibility to the people we serve. Therefore, public service training will be the cornerstone of my short stint of the leadership of Rivers State. This training designed to equip you with the tools and insights necessary to lead through complexity, champion reforms, strengthen local government autonomy, and deliver meaningful results to our communities. I urge you to embrace it fully with open minds and a clear commitment to translate learning into action.
The Director General of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, Ayo Omotayo, said the training is tailored towards providing knowledge to bridge identified gaps, improve efficiency, and strengthen collaborative governance. Secretary to the State Government, Ibibia Wuriga, and the Acting Head of Rivers State Civil Service, Inyingi Brown, urged the participants to make the best use of the time and become more productive.
In an evolving world, continuous learning and development are crucial for both personal and professional growth. The training is therefore aimed at equipping you with the knowledge and skills needed to excel at your different MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies.
On behalf of all the participants, therefore express my heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency for approving this training program and providing all the resources needed to ensure that it is executed without fail.
Tamuno Barabi Ibluo, Rstv News.
Drivers Welfare Club of Nigeria, in collaboration with government agencies, flagged up for drivers' databases and safety manifest. They have also opened a zonal state office as well as unveiled hire purchase packages to drivers in Port Harcourt. Take a look.
In his opening remarks, the president and founder of the Drivers Welfare Club of Nigeria, Major Monday, said the DWCN is a global player in the transport industry focused on drivers' training, welfare, empowerment, integrity, professionalism, and sanity on the roads.
The scheme which are all flagged off today will also help the federal road safety, the VIO, and state government, and especially security agencies, to track down criminals elements among drivers who are engaged in one-chance projects, kidnapping and car snatching activities among others, and all the drivers in companies are to be captured with this drivers database.
On his part, the zonal chairman of DWCN, Eze Sam Nwokolo, said that DWCN, through the help of major stakeholders and sponsors like His Majesty Ateketom, has secured a comprehensive insurance cover for drivers, provided loan and purchased vehicles on hire purchase to pay back at very affordable rates.
To remove, to extinguish extreme poverty from humanity, to turn around the lives of young people, the lives of people, to give drivers a face and a positive name. Always be obedient, key into this, laugh later.
Commissioning the drivers database and state office in Port Harcourt, the representative of King Ateketom and that of the Ministry of Transportation, Einda Chiki, described it as a welcome development, and all government agencies like VIO, FRSC, Police, NIS, NIMC, amongst others, will identify the real drivers to avoid harassment, kidnapping and fraud on our roads.
What's something that will bring increase to the state and in fact the South. I was happy that this thing is coming here first before going to other states. So now, I said, go and see, make sure the feedback that will come from you is correct. And I'm seeing it now that it's correct.
It's a new association. If not that I'm detailed to be here, I don't think I've heard the name. So my advice is that every organization has objective. They should play within the limit of the objective, and they should abide by the tenets that they belong to.
There were goodwill messages by representatives of the FRSC, Commissioner of Police, VIO and other relevant road and transport agencies.
Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu has approved the National Assembly to enact stricter legislations aimed at safeguarding Nigeria's power infrastructure from acts of vandalism. Adelabu, who made the call at the weekend in Abuja while speaking at a two-day retreat organized by the Senate Committee on Power, emphasized the need for enhanced legal measures for robust laws to deter the destruction of vital energy assets and ensure the stability of the nation's electricity supply. According to the minister, vandalism should not be treated as a civil offense but a criminal issue, adding that power theft, non-payment of bills by consumers, illegal connections are critical factors that need to be tackled. Adelabu acknowledged that in spite of the challenges, the grid has been stabilized as the country has not witnessed any grid collapse since the beginning of the year. Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) installed 61 new transformers by either replacing aged ones or building new ones also in 2025. Within the first 4 months, TCN installed about 13 new transformers, and these are high-capacity transformers ranging from 10 megawatts to 300 megawatts. The National Senior Secondary Education Commission has announced that the implementation of the new national benchmark for senior secondary school in Nigeria will be completed within 9 months. The national minimum standards for senior secondary education in Nigeria, developed by the Commission, were approved at the 68th National Council on Education, held from October 7 to 10, 2024. Speaking at the launch of the 2025 Quality Assurance Monitoring and Evaluation Exercise for senior secondary schools in Nigeria, held at the Federal Government College, Malali, Kaduna State on Monday, the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Iyela Ajayi, explained that the initiative is designed to assess and enhance the quality of education in secondary schools nationwide. Ajayi highlighted President Bola Tinubu's steadfast commitment to the Nigerian people, acknowledging the pivotal role of education in achieving the nation's collective aspirations. A former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has accused the Nigerian judiciary of corruption, claiming that many judges and lawyers have compromised their roles in delivering justice. Speaking during the Law Week of the Nigerian Bar Association Wari branch in Abuja, El-Rufai said the Nigerian public no longer trusts the judiciary due to frequent delays in justice and decisions perceived to be influenced by bias or external interests. The former governor lamented the increasing use of ex parte orders in political matters, accusing some legal practitioners of manipulating the court system for political advantage. He also argued that there is a stark disconnect between legal processes and actual justice in the country, stressing that the judiciary has become subservient to the executive arm of government. The Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Malam Shehu Mohammed, has reaffirmed the agency's commitment to curbing the proliferation of fake driving schools nationwide. Mohammed, who made the commitment during the 2025 National Workshop for driving school proprietors and instructors in Abuja, said that the move was part of the efforts to improve road safety and reduce crashes, stressing that human efforts remained the leading cause of road traffic accidents. He, however, noted that proper driver's education through accredited institutions was essential in minimizing such errors and improving safety on the highways. According to him, driving schools served as the first line of defense in preparing drivers to operate vehicles safely, and repeated training remains a key strategy. The Corps Marshal revealed that the engagement with school operators was part of a nationwide campaign targeted at key towns such as Lagos, Osogbo, and Kano. You're still watching the news at 3. Do you love and care about Rstv and a peace? Let's build and take it to greater heights. For this is a task we must accomplish. Still to come on the news, at least 38 killed by Israeli strikes in Gaza in half-hour period, and U.S. President Trump bans revenge porn. Details of these and more when we return. Please stay.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back to the rest of our report. Now, the Universal Service Provision Fund is set to inaugurate its Impact Alliance to accelerate digital inclusion in Nigeria. USPF was established by the federal government to facilitate the achievement of national policy goals for universal access to information and communication technologies in rural, unserved, and underserved areas in Nigeria. The Secretary of USPF, Yomi Arowosafe, in a statement in Abuja, said the inauguration is scheduled to hold on May 26 in Lagos. Arowosafe said the organization had invested in digital infrastructure, funding no fewer than 2,500 education projects nationwide since 2007. The Nigerian Medical Association has urged employers of medical personnel, including government, to prioritize the welfare of medical doctors to address the recurring issue of Japa syndrome in the country. The president of the association, Professor Bala Audu, stressed the point in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, while fielding questions from journalists during the grand reception organized by the NMA in the state in honor of the newly appointed commissioners, SSA Medical and SSA Insurance, held at the Doctors' Mess. Audu, who hinted that the shortage of medical personnel is not peculiar to Nigeria alone, but the entire world, said that the only way to retain medical doctors is for the government at all levels to prioritize the welfare in the country. He lauded the health workforce retention policy of Governor Moino, which he noted is aimed at prioritizing the welfare of medical personnel in the state. He called on the governor to ensure universal applicability of standards in all the healthcare facilities across the state. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has announced it will release the results of 379,000 candidates who sat for the rescheduled Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME on Wednesday. The research was conducted between Friday and Monday following widespread complaints of technical and human errors during the initial UTME, which significantly impacted candidates' performance, especially in Lagos and the Southeast. JAMB said the glitches necessitated rescheduling the exam, acknowledging lapses in its system last week. The board's registrar, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, publicly accepted responsibility and even broke down in tears while announcing a make-up exam for the affected candidates. Out of the 1,955,069 candidates who took the original UTME, more than 1.5 million scored below 200 marks out of a possible 400, fueling concern over the fairness and credibility of the exam. Speaking to Newsman Jam spokesperson Dr. Fabian Benjamin confirmed the results will be released on Wednesday. Professor Oloyede previously disclosed that 379,997 candidates were affected, 206,610 across 65 centers in Lagos and 173,387 in 92 centers in the southeast. He described the disruptions as an act of sabotage and said affected candidates were notified via SMS starting last Thursday. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reassured the public depositors and stakeholders that the Nigerian banking sector remains resilient, safe, and sound. A statement by the Acting Director of Corporate Communications Department, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali, who revealed that the attention of the CBN has been drawn to certain publications and social media reports containing misleading information regarding the operations of a regulated financial institution. She said that the Apex Bank will continue to monitor all financial institutions under its regulatory purview and maintain robust frameworks for earlier warning signals and risk-based supervision. On the foreign scene, at least 38 Palestinians were killed in a series of Israeli airstrikes across the Gaza Strip during a half-hour period overnight. Israeli warplanes struck several locations, including a school in eastern Gaza City and an abandoned fuel station sheltering displaced families in central Gaza's Nuseirat refugee camp, according to the Hamas-run civil defense agency. He added that rescue teams were facing major difficulties reaching the wounded due to a lack of equipment and the intensity of the bombardment. The attack comes after Israel issued a sweeping evacuation order for civilians in Gaza in preparation for what it said was an unprecedented attack. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a bill making it a federal crime to post revenge porn, whether it is real or generated by artificial intelligence. The Fake Take It Down Act passed with overwhelming bipartisan congressional support criminalizes non-consensual publication of intimate images while also mandating their removal from online platforms. President Trump, at a signing ceremony in the Rose Garden of the White House, said that the rise of AI image generation and countless women have been harassed with deep fakes and other explicit images distributed against their will. He said websites that fail to remove the images promptly within 48 hours will face civil liabilities. In the world of sports, the National Sports Commission (NSC) said it has disqualified 6 athletes from participating in the ongoing 22nd National Sports Festival tagged Gateway Games. NSC Director General Bukola Olopade disclosed to newsmen on Tuesday in Abeokuta that the disqualification is related to anti-doping issues. He maintained that registered athletes with anti-doping issues cannot compete for scoring medals at the ongoing Gateway Games. The decision is coming after a strategic joint meeting of the main organizing committee and the local organizing committee of the Games. The Commission announced that this is in line with global best practices and the World Anti-Doping Agency Code. Olopade charged all the participating states to take note of this and reiterates the Commission's commitment to ensuring that every athlete competes clean. The athletes affected are Marcus Okon, representing Akwa Ibom State in para-athletics, Ayabake Opeyemi, representing Bayelsa State in gymnastics, Shukurat Karim, representing Lagos State in kickboxing, and Omole Dolapo Joshua, representing Bayelsa State in kickboxing. Others are Ogunsemilore Cynthia, representing Bayelsa State in kickboxing, and Nimashwan Sophia, representing Lagos State in powerlifting. Do you love and care about Rstv and a peace? Let's build and take it to good heights, but this is a task he was accomplished. And that's it on the news at 3. Join us for more report at 7:30 p.m. I am Ubeli Jeet here. Good afternoon.